Alright, we're going to talk today about how to change your differential fluid. Now, my truck right now has just over 41,000 miles on it, and you don't really have to change this differential lubricant until 100,000 miles is when Ford recommends it. But I'm going to go ahead and do it now just because I'm curious to see what it looks like after 41,000 miles, and also to show you guys, so hopefully you learn something from this. So there's plenty of room under here. Like, I'm laying flat on my back and I can almost fully extend my arm up to the truck. So there's plenty of room underneath here once you crawl under past the bumper. Plenty of clearance. I removed the spare tire. You'll see in a different video. I made a video just in case people didn't know how to drop their spare tire and how to use this tool to wind it down. So I already dropped the spare tire and pushed it out of the way, so it gives me a little bit more room under here, because ordinarily that would hang down to about here, just the tire. And I wanted some clearance to get to the differential. So you could probably do this with the spare tire in place, but I took mine out just to be safe. And then you can also see that my front wheels are on ramps. There's my guard dog up there, making sure everything's safe. I only did that because my driveway has a slight curve down, slope downward, and I wanted the truck to be level. So I put the ramps under the front tires, and I have my parking brake set. But the way that I'm positioned, if my truck did roll for any reason, it would not roll over the top of me. It would just go for a ride down the driveway, and I would be sitting here looking silly. So anyway, to the diff. So we're going to drain the old fluid, and then we're going to refill it. I've already got the fluid, the new fluid. I'll show that to you. But I wanted you to see really close. Here's the differential cover. You can see the Fomoco on there and everything. So this is the fill plug here. You can see there's some kind of like old oil around there. So that must have been when they factory filled it. Maybe they didn't wipe around there after they were done, because there's like some like road dirt and stuff stuck around there. But then right here is the drain. So again, nice job, Ford. I like that. It's so convenient. The drain's right there on the side. So we're going to drain it out there, then we're going to plug it, and then we're going to refill it from here. And you just refill it right to the top to where no more will go in without spilling out. And then put that plug in, and we're done. So I like the fact that on some trucks, you have to remove this entire cover because there's no drain plug. So I love that there's a drain plug and a fill plug on this, so I don't even have to take this differential cover off with all these bolts to drain it out, which is always super messy. So this should be relatively easy. Let's get a drain pan and a, that looks like a 3/8. I don't know how well you guys can see that on camera. There we go. That looks like a 3/8 ratchet plug there. So we're gonna get a 3/8 ratchet extension and a ratchet, and we should be able to pop that plug right out there and start draining. I'm going to pop this out first and let it start draining into a drain pan, and then I'm going to pop out the fill plug just to give it some air in there to drain all the way, and we'll go from there. So I've got my ratchet with just a 3/8 3-inch extension on it, and it does fit right in that drain plug. And I already cracked it loose. It was surprisingly not as tight as I thought it would be, but I'm going to go ahead and loosen that up the rest of the way, and it should start draining. See if I can do this on camera. Sorry, my hand's in the way, but there we go. Alright, it's coming out. It's pretty thick. It doesn't look to be too dirty. It's not really too black. It's got a little bit of an amber tone to it. Of course it looks black when it's down in the pan, but you can see now it's like right here. Yeah, see that right there? It's kind of like caramel colored, so it's really not too bad. On the cap itself, I think this is a magnetic cap or plug, because there seems to be some gunk on the end and it looks a little bit metallic-y. So I'm going to crawl out from under here and get a paper towel, and we can inspect that together to see what it looks like. Because I'm really curious. It kind of looks sludgy right there. So let's pause this and come right back. Alright, so I've got this on a white rag so we can see it better. And yeah, it's almost like, it feels like kind of like a sludgy type of grease. But as I play with it with my finger, sorry, I think you were just out of frame there. But like, I'm trying to rub it off right now, and it like goes right back to it, almost like a magnet. See, it kind of has like a donut shape, and then I try to wipe it off with my finger, and it goes right back into place. It's a little bit metallic-y. It's kind of gray. It's like really goopy. Let's see if I can wipe it off on this rag here now, like that. Yeah, there we go. So that's definitely a magnet there. You can see it now that I removed that material. So that stuff that was really sticking to it, it's really thick, kind of like grease. But now that I'm like rubbing it down into the rag, I don't really see too many metallics or anything in there. So I don't see any like little metal shavings or anything like I suspected. Just kind of funny that some of the fluid just sticks to that drain plug right there. But I'm gonna get this grill cleaned up and get it ready to put back in. It looks like we're almost done draining, so we're gonna get back into under the truck and go from there. All right, I removed the fill plug now, and you can see them both right here. If you get them confused for any reason, the fill plug is the one with no magnet. It's completely flat across the bottom. And the drain plug is the one with the magnet embedded in there. They kind of like recessed it in there so it's flush, but you can see it's kind of like down in there. And then the fill port is completely flat. There's no magnet on there. So that's the difference between the two. So I'm gonna put the drain one back in. It's done draining. There's just a drip here and there. And then I'm going to refill with new fluid. All right, so here's the new fluid we're using. This is Valvoline. I got this from Walmart. It's fully synthetic, 75W90 gear oil. And the maintenance manual calls for 80 to 90 weight, so I'm 99% sure this qualifies, 75 to 90 weight. Do your own research, don't trust me, but make sure you're getting the right fluid. I'm 99% sure this is the correct gear oil for my truck. And then what's cool about it is Valvoline put this cool little squeeze tip on there, so I should be able to just get it right in there without even having to use a funnel or anything. The maintenance manual also says the capacity for the gear oil is 3.7 pints. So if you do the math on that, that's 1.75 liters. Each of these bags is 1 US quart, which is 946 milliliters, so it's just shy of a liter per bag. So both of these bags should be enough to just fill it up, if I've done my math correctly. So let's stop monkeying around and get right to filling this thing. Oh, you are going to need some scissors for this, because there's a seal right here that you're going to need to break out. And then also, you got to circumcise your little pour spout, because it's solid at the end, so you're going to have to snip the tip off that sucker before you can start. So grab yourself some scissors or pocket knife, whatever you want to use. So I'm filling it up now. It was incredibly easy to use. I just kind of put it in and started squeezing the bag, and it's really easy to get in there. Keep your oil pan underneath in case you have a drip here or there. But yeah, just squeeze it in there until it stops filling up, or actually till it starts coming back out again. Alright, so I just got the second bag in there, and you can see here it just started dripping out of the hole, so I went ahead and put the drain plug in. I'm going to torque that. But in the second bag we got about an inch or so left in the bottom, so looks like we had the perfect amount. I'm going to put that plug in, check them both for torque, and then clean up any of my drips around the differential, and we're good to go.